Thousands of Aussies did the right thing by topping up their super only to see it vaporise. So I'm talking about the Shield and First Guardian situation that's seen two investment funds that promise stability and came up on big name super platforms that looked legitimate but ended up getting people to lose almost $500 million in wealth. These funds were distributed through Macquarie and equity trustees and others, stamped with trustees' approval and sold as safe with attractive returns. So for a bunch of Aussies, that ticks their box every day of the week. But behind the curtain, it was chaos. Basically, more than 12,000 investors have piled in with over $1 billion invested through these funds. But the money didn't go where they thought. It was funneled into higher risk property loans in places like Fiji, Port Douglas, and even Italy. And there were a bunch of conflicts of interest which existed everywhere. Advisors were earning commissions, platforms and trustees passed these funds through, but by late 2024, ASIC had frozen their assets, and in 2025, Shield was put into administration. For investors, that meant retirement savings and decades of work that are either locked up or gone altogether. People devastated, some were cold called out of the blue and convinced to roll over their supers. Others were nudged by advisors who should have known better. Basically, the system here has failed at every checkpoint between the advisors, trustees, the platforms, the regulators, and the ordinary Aussies are paying the price. So the lesson here is a hard one, but it is pretty clear that you don't want to assume that just because something sits on a major platform, it's safe. It's actually the investment that matters here. Don't assume that a slick website or a pushy promoter has your best interests at heart. If the promises are high and the risks aren't spelled out, you need to ask more questions, get a second opinion, or walk away. Because as this whole situation proves, that one bad product inside your super can wipe out everything that you've worked for.